just sitting in my car at lunch, and you guys should feel pretty privileged because I'm trying to catch up on some awesome YouTube videos, and I just cut off from watching one of them. Oh my gosh, I like to have my sleeve over my hand. You were like this. It's so funny. Last night I was going to download this video I filmed yesterday and post it here for you guys. And then I realized, no, I want to post this video. This is the video that Spirit was trying to tell me I was going to do today. So welcome to Witchcraftin. I wanted to talk to you guys about, I was watching Graveyard Dirt, which is on Tequila's channel and Wednesday Adams' channel. That's kind of like a talk show where they sit and they talk about whatever stuff, and it's awesome. I really enjoy listening to them. But one of the things they were talking about that I didn't fully agree with, and I wanted to make a video about my opinion and share it with you guys and see what you guys think, was about disposing of spells. They were talking about how they like to utilize rivers and waterways, and that they will put things in jars and let them go down the river and things like that of that nature. And at one point it was said that they felt that if you buried it, it was like killing the spell. I just drank Coke. Me personally, sorry, this is a really messy, sloppy, shaky video. I really apologize. Me personally, I don't feel that way. I feel that burying a spell or a ritual stuff, whatever, your mojo bags, your incense, your concoction, your candle wax, and everything, putting it into the earth, in my opinion, is a way of energizing it and making it work. When I bury, like, I've buried candle waxes after I've done spells, like I've done some money magics, and I've buried them in the earth, and the way I see it, I don't see it as like burying it and putting it to rest. I see it as more of releasing it and kind of letting it like energize. It gets recharged because one, Mother Earth is touching it and wrapping her hands around it, and it's also like expanding the spell so it can travel really far because the soil is everywhere, it's in everything, and there's so much energy and things within it. So like I will bury things under certain trees, I will bury them in certain areas because of the energy that is around, or the trees, what's the words I'm looking for, are known for carrying or helping with this type of magics, and I will bury them that way. I don't see it as putting it to rest. I see it as actually like the final, not the final, it's kind of like the final step, but it still makes the spell keep going. Like they said that to use the waterways because disposing it is where water is always continuing to flow, so it's always moving. But I see it that way when putting it in the earth as well. It's not physically moving, but the earth is always shifting. We're always rotating. The plates are always moving. The soil is wetting, getting hard. Different things are constantly happening. There's tons of things coming through and around the soil. So when I put my dispose of my magics, or even finishing up a spell, some spells require that to be the final step that I take. It's not really disposing it. It's more like the final step is putting it. One of it was putting it under a tree. It was the apple tree. No, it was pine trees. I buried my money magics under some pine trees because pine is known for, financial and moneyness. And I always feel really good and jolly and wealth and good fortune there. So I buried it there to bring that energy into the spell itself and expand it and bring it forth into me. It's no different, in my opinion, in kind of using the way the moon is waxing and waning. We use it to our advantage the way the energy is, and it's the same way, in my opinion, of using it in the ground. Sometimes I will dispose of my stuff if it's liquid, in the toilet, depending on what it's for. Like I know I put salt water out in our room to absorb the negative energy and cleanse the air and keep it kind of cleansed, and I will dispose of that in the toilet because I want that stuff gone. I see it as this icky yuckiness and I want nothing to do with it, and I want to dispose of it that way. It's gone. If I have some magics I've been working and it's not exactly the nicest, or it makes me feel yucky, sometimes if you're doing magics on someone, just like keeping them away from someone and you're feeling that person's energy when you're doing it, and it's a nasty, uncomfortable energy, obviously, if you're wanting to keep them away from people, excuse me, that Coke comes up back to bite you in the butt. then I will dispose of it in the trash can. I don't see a problem with that either. I've done one spell, and I remember the energy just fully took over my room, and when I would work it, it was just really affecting me more than I realized it would, and I wish I would have took more steps to keep it, what's the word I'm looking for, secluded, in one spot. But I noticed it was kind of also a sign that, one, I wasn't ready to be doing that, and two, that it was just something I wasn't fully comfortable with doing, and I disposed of that in the trash as well. So it's just, I think a big thing is it depends on the spell you're working, how you dispose of it, and it depends on where you're wanting it to go, because burying it isn't always killing the spell or disposing it for it to stop. I think one is, it's the big thing. It always comes back to this. It's the intention you're putting when you're doing the action. If you are intending to bury the spell because you no longer want it to work, you're trying to deactivate it, you're putting that intention in that you're laying the spell to rest. It is done. When you are burying the spell and you're wanting the soil and the action of you burying it and where you're burying it to make the spell more potent or to expand or to continue to be active or grow, that intention is put there. And so instead of it being put to rest, it is doing what you're intended to put in it. Your intention that you put in it of expanding and growing and continuing is what's going to happen. I think the bigger point that I really think, I at least know Tequila would, because I watched a lot of her, would understand, is it's the intention. It's the intention you put into it. So I wanted to put my 2 cents in there, and I wanted to share it with you guys here on Witchcraftin. And I wanted to hear your guys' opinions too. How do you dispose of your magics, and what are your thought processes on it and such? So I'm going to go, and I will post this later today, which is Monday, and I'll see y'all later. Bye!